stopping by. Today I'm going to be filming this makeup look for you. I've been meaning to film this one or something like it for quite a while. Today I'm using the Guerlain Lingerie de Peau foundation and the Guerlain Liquid eyeshadow quad. And I had shown these products in a haul fairly recently, a couple of videos back. It was a two-part collective haul, and it was in the high-end part of that haul. So if you haven't seen that, I'll link that down below. But one of my subscribers had posted a comment on that video asking me to do a look with the foundation and the eyeshadow, and it was a daily dose of pretty. Hi, thank you for asking. That was my first request I've gotten on a video, and I think that she's daily dose of pretty as well on Instagram if you guys want to go follow her there. I used those two products today, and both of these I've used quite a bit in the past. This one I haven't had for that long, but I've worn it a few times, and it just creates a really soft, very, very neutral eye look. And then I paired it with a couple of new products that I'm just trying out for the first time. One of them is the Nars blush in Starscape from the Christopher Kane collection for spring. That's what that looks like. I just applied a very, very tiny bit to the cheeks and really sheared it out. It's very intense. It's absolutely gorgeous. And then the Bite Beauty Cashmere Lip Cream in Napa. Before we move on to the look, I have a really quick announcement to make. I had mentioned in my Sephora VIB haul, which I just posted recently, I'll link that down below as well if you haven't seen it, if you do want to watch it. I picked up the Makeup Forever Artisan brush kit, and in that kit is the 158 dual-ended face brush, and I already have that brush in my collection. It was actually the first one that I purchased from the Makeup Forever Artisan brush line. I really love it, and since I already have one, I figured I might as well do a giveaway on this. So I have decided that I am going to do that. I'm going to be giving away this brush. It's unopened, untouched, brand new. And if you'd like to know how to enter the giveaway, then stay tuned to the end of the video. Okay, so here we go. Oh no, I forgot I'm starting this one with no foundation. So we're gonna get our hair out of the way using that credit card trick so that you don't get any kinks in your hair. And then I'm going in with the e.l.f. Mineral Veil Primer. It's a really slick one. It kind of has pore filling properties. I'm just gonna put that all over the face, concentrating more in the center. And I'm gonna start with the Guerlain Lingerie de Peau foundation. I like to mix shade 2 and 3, and I'll make it a little darker, a little lighter, depending on the time of year. I'm just putting that all over my face, and then I'm just stippling it in with a beauty blender, making sure that it's really nice and blended. Oh, and dropped a card there. And then I roll the beauty blender really lightly over top when I'm done, and it just shears it out a bit more. I like to take it down to a light to medium coverage because that foundation is a bit more full coverage. And also it gives it a really nice finish when you use that technique. Now I'm just going in with Soleil Tan de Chanel cream bronzer on the neck to warm it up a little bit, so the tone kind of matches a little better after my foundation, and just to warm up my skin and give me the illusion of being alive. So I'm going to work a little bit of that onto the backs of the cheeks, onto the temples, top of the forehead, just anywhere where you would normally put bronzer, where the sun would naturally hit. And that is the Marc Jacobs bronzer brush. If you haven't seen this in other people's videos before, that brush plus that bronzer are a match made in heaven. They work so well together. And then I'm going in with the Kevyn Aucoin Sensual Skin Enhancer and a Real Techniques Detailer brush, and just doing some pinpoint concealing. So just anywhere I've got little blemishes, I'm just dotting a bit of that concealer and then pressing it in with the beauty blender. And then I'm gonna go back to that big blemish that I have and putting some concealer over that. I'm doing that one last because I don't want to use my brush on an active blemish and then touch it on other areas of my face. And then with the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, I'm tapping an excess of that with my finger over that one big blemish, and then I'm just pressing a little bit onto the rest of my face. I'm gonna leave an excess over that blemish,
for a while and just let it kind of cook, so to speak. So that's where you put on some extra powder over concealer, and it just really sets and sinks in, and then it stays really, really well over time. Now just tapping a little bit of Sonia Kashuk concealer under my eyes, just anywhere I have some darkness or discoloration coming through. And that concealer, you only need a very light amount, and then I'm just going to tap that in with my finger. I find that that works the best with that concealer. It's a little dry. And then the MAC Prep+Prime pen in Radiant Rose, just in the areas of my under eye that are really shadowy, just to help bring them out and kind of give me the illusion of having had some sleep. And then I'm just going to blend that in with the Beauty Blender just to get a really nice blended in finish, and setting it with the Nars Translucent Light Reflecting Setting Powder. And again, using an excess on the Beauty Blender, tapping all over the under eye, and then any areas of the face where I want a little bit more brightness. So the corners of my mouth, down alongside the nose, and again, using extra powder, and I'm just gonna leave that to set for a few minutes, and then I'll just kind of whisk it away later. And now I'm just using an eyeshadow base all over the lid and up to the brow bone. That's the MAC Paint Pot in Painterly, which is kind of a pinky color. It matches light skin tones really well. Going in with the eyeshadow quad, I'm gonna start with the Makeup Forever 242, which is a big fluffy blending brush, and using that really light beige shade all over the entire lid up to the brow bone to work as a blending color. Then I'm going to take a MAC 217, which is another fluffy blending brush, but a little bit smaller, and I'm tapping it in that medium brown shade and then just working it into the crease and just using windshield wiper motions back and forth to get a really nice soft wash of color that's just going to help contour the eye a little bit, shade in the crease, and just make it a little bit more defined. But that brush does work really well to place color, but blend it out really evenly. And then I'm just going to go back with the Makeup Forever blending brush and just run it over the top to make sure there's no harsh lines and everything's blended in really nicely. Now I'm going to take a MAC 242, which is a flat shader brush, and I'm just going to pack some of that beigey yellow toned brown satin shade all over the mobile lid. It's just a really nice, light, shiny neutral color, not metallic, just a little bit of sheen. And with the same brush, I'm then going to go back into that really light beige shade and just tap a little bit on the center of the lid to really help it pop and stand out. It really brightens up the eyes. And then I'm taking a pencil brush and I'm just working a little bit of the darkest brown shade into the outer V. So just the very outer corner of the mobile lid, and then working a tiny bit of it up into the outer edge of the crease to help further define the eyes, add just a little bit more drama and definition. And then that same color, I'm just going to work under the lash line a little bit for a little bit more definition and color there. If you've got blue eyes, sorry, that quad looks really, really nice, but it's also just a nice neutral that'll look good on pretty much everybody. And then just working a little bit of that beige shade onto the brow bone and inner corner, again, just to brighten things up and add a little bit of contrast to those features. I'm going to take a nude eyeliner, that one's the Rimmel Scandalize in nude, and just add that to the lower waterline just to help it brighten up and make your eyes look a little bit bigger. And then I'm taking the Makeup Forever liner brush, it's the number 250, and the MAC gel liner in Black Tracks. And I'm just going to run some of that, just a very, very thin line, as close to the lash line as I can get it. We're not really doing a wing here. We are just drawing it out a tiny bit at the outer edges, and we're keeping that line very thin. It's just a daytime look that I'm doing, so I don't want to add anything too dramatic. But by all means, if that's how you want it to look, go nuts. Do a really dramatic wing with this eyeshadow look. It would look great. And now we're going to go back to the face. I'm taking the Kevyn Contour Book and a Real Techniques cheek brush. I think that brush was exclusive to the NYX Picks set. I think that's the only place you can get it. But it's basically just a domed, slightly flattened out, fluffy brush. and it's just synthetic fibers. It really blends out those darker shading colors really well. So that's just the Kevyn Aucoin sculpting powder from that palette. And I think the color in the palette is medium, just working it into the hollows of the cheeks, under the jawline, forehead, temples, and then taking another Real Techniques brush, that's the sculpting brush, and it's quite a bit smaller, and just shading down along the sides of the nose and then on the tip of the nose a little bit. And then I'm going to take a Makeup Forever fan brush, a big fluffy one, and just remove all that excess powder that we had placed earlier that was just left there to set. And now I'm going to go with the Nars blush in Starscape, which is from the Christopher Kane collection for spring summer. It is absolutely beautiful. My MAC 127 brush, which is a dual-sided brush. One side is synthetic, one side is natural fibers. And with the synthetic side, I'm just putting a very small amount of that blush on the apples of the cheeks and then just blending it back. Has been a favorite of mine since it was in the MAC Summer Collection last year. It was limited edition. It's now included in the permanent line, just not in that beautiful turquoise color. And yay, there is our 158 brush from Makeup Forever, which I'm going to be giving away. Not that exact one, that's my own. The one I'm giving away is still in the packaging. But I'm just using the fluffy end of that brush to apply some really beautiful Hourglass ambient lighting bronzer, just to supplement the cream bronzer that we've now put a ton of other products over top of. And then I'm using the other end, the sculpting end, to add a little bit of highlight to the tops of the cheekbones, down the center of the nose, forehead, all those places you typically highlight. And that is the Kevyn Aucoin Celestial Powder in Candlelight from that contour book. Curling the lashes, and then I'm going to add some mascara. That's just a little sample of the MAC Zoom Lash in black that I got, I think a few weeks ago. I like it. It gives good separation, which is usually what I'm going for. Not a lot of volume, a little bit of length. And then the Clinique bottom lash mascara, which I love because that tiny little brush really gets onto all of my very, very minuscule bottom lashes. And that just helps to define the lower lash line a little bit more. And then I'm going with the Benefit Give Me Brow, and I'm just applying that to my very, very sparse, kind of unruly eyebrows. It helps to set them in place a little bit and also just fill in sparse areas, make them look a little darker, a little more filled in. And then I'm just taking an actual brow gel. That's a tinted brow gel from Pixi. And I just need something a little bit stiffer to really hold them in place because my eyebrows do tend to like to move around and make very, very interesting shapes all on their own. Now I'm going to line the lips just with a soft pink liner. That one's from Rimmel, and it's the color East End Snob, which is just a really popular baby pink. And I'm actually going to soften that out with my finger. I don't want any really harsh lines. I just want a little bit of definition just to help blend in that lip color that we're going to be using next. And if it starts to wear away a little bit, it's not going to look so obvious. So I'm just softening that out with my finger. And then the Bite Beauty Cashmere Lip Cream in Napa. I'm really liking these cashmere lip creams, and this color is just absolutely beautiful. It's a really nice cool tone baby pink, very, very flattering, makes your teeth look very white because it is a blue undertone. Not super long wearing. I've been finding I get about 3 or 4 good hours of wear out of them before I feel like I should reapply because it started to wear away. But they do reapply really nicely. They don't get chunky or weird. They layer just fine. It stays really nice and smooth. And when it does start to wear, it wears fairly evenly for the most part. So I really do like those very much. So just patting that in again and then doing some weird lip stretches to get a nice smooth finish. And then we're going to do some obnoxious model poses so that you can get a really good look at how the whole thing turned out. And now we're going to have a chat about that brush giveaway. So it's the number 158 dual-ended sculpting brush, and this brush retails for $61 Canadian. I absolutely love that brush. It has lots and lots of purposes. I use it a ton. It's never shed a hair. It's in great condition, and I've had it for over a year since the collection was first released. I'm not even sure how long ago that was. But if you'd like to win this brush, the number 158 from Makeup Forever, then
make sure that you're subscribed to my channel. Follow me on Instagram. It's at Halen Hearts, all one word. I'll link that in the description bar down below, so be subscribed and follow me on Instagram. Leave a comment, what is your favorite makeup brush on this video, and it can be your favorite that you own or something that's on your wish list. Once we reach 158 subscribers here on this YouTube channel, because it's the 158 brush, that's when I'll give the brush away. We're at, I think, 38 right now, so we've got a little ways to go, but that's not that many subscribers. So tell other people, because the more people that you refer over here, the quicker we can do the giveaway. Still have a really good chance of winning it, probably because half of my subscribers right now are family members and they won't be eligible for the giveaway. But also, if you tell a friend and refer them here to my YouTube channel and to my Instagram, if they mention your name, mention that you sent them, I'll give you an extra entry. And then I'll also announce the winner on Instagram and on a video on this channel. It'll be open to anybody, period. So Canada, the US, internationally, I'll ship it out. So subscribe, follow me on Instagram, join in the fun giveaway, and thank you so much again for watching today, guys. Bye, take care, see you in the next video.